Hello everyone. We'll be starting shortly. I'm just getting our guests on, so just give us a second to get finished getting set up and we'll be live. Hi everyone. So our guest is just connecting, so just give us 1 minute and we'll be on. Hi everyone. 1 more second and we're ready. Hello everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. We've got our special guest.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it? Just checking it's working. 'Cause
Okay.
this end's going a bit funny.
Can you hear me? All right.
One minute.
Oh.
I don't know why it's flashing Resi video at this end.
Oh. Yeah,
Anyway,
mine's
I
okay.
think it's okay. Right, I've just checked YouTube and it's okay, so we can go, I think.
Okay.
So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So my name's Maisie. I am the Member of Youth Parliament for North Devon, which is in the southwest. I'm 14 years old. I've been to a couple of climate strikes back when I used to live in Spain. And then I've done a few online ones since we've been in lockdown, which is quite cool. Um, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
So, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Yeah, let's have a look. I'll put some of these up a second. Okay, so do you I was gonna say, do you want to introduce yourself? Just did that. So what got you into the strikes?
I think that I felt like we need to get our voices heard as the youth, as climate change is going to affect us. So, and I thought the strikes was just a brilliant way to do that. Um, and yeah, it's really amazing to be part of it. It's so inspiring because sometimes you hear about all this kind of these horrible things about climate change, how it's so devastating, and then to go to one of those climate strikes, it kind of gives you hope that we could tackle this and it could get better.
So we've got a question come in. How can someone get involved with a digital strike?
Yeah, so that's quite easy actually. So Fridays for Future have put up on their Instagram, they put up every week there's a different they've got a separate Instagram actually, Fridays for Future Digital, and they put up a different what was it called? Theme. Sorry, I can't think of the word. Every week. So last week it was I think the week I can't remember what last week's was. The week before was Defend Our Defenders, which was about the indigenous peoples in the Amazon. So you use the Fridays for Future hashtags and you post it on your Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever you have. And then you can also join the weekly strikes or the Zoom calls, which is quite cool because it's got people from all over the world who are striking and you can strike with them through Zoom. And that's posted on their Instagram as well. I'm pretty sure it's on their Facebook. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool. You can.
Thank you. I'll check the other comments. Are you involved in any climate movement? So you've said a few. Do you want to expand on? Oh, I'm muted apparently. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, I don't know why it says I'm muted then.
Yeah, I am actually involved in XR, which is Extinction Rebellion Youth. So my local Extinction Rebellion youth group is quite new. We're just starting up, and obviously in lockdown it's a bit harder to do those kind of things, but I'm just starting to get involved with them, which is really good. Really positive. We've been having a couple of Zoom calls with each other, kind of planning what we can do out of lockdown. We've also got an Instagram, which is at North Devon. Let's see if I can remember this right. Oh gosh, it's XR Youth North Devon. I think if you search that, it should come up. And we post there daily things about climate change and some recommendations, book recommendations. So that's really good. I've been getting involved with that. And then obviously we've got the Fridays for Future strikes.
That's good. It's gone through. There we go. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna. So, what is a digital strike?
So a digital strike is because we're not allowed out of our, well, we are allowed out of our houses. Some people aren't. Because we're not meant to be socialising, a digital strike is a way of us striking for the climate from our homes over Zoom. So we're still over Zoom and online. So we're still getting the same message across. We're still trying to do the same thing, and it's still a really positive experience, but it's just online. And we're just trying to kind of keep the strikes going while we're in lockdown, which is quite good.
And what was the hashtag again? Can I just check?
It's
Look at this up.
hashtag digital strike or
Yep.
FFF digital strike.
Okay. Just putting it up on the screen. What the hashtag? So that's
Yeah.
that. Okay. What do you think about the government's plan for net zero by 2050? The only thing before I start is to just explain to everyone watching, we are a part of the Youth Parliament, so that means we have to be apolitical. So we can comment, but we have to be more careful what we say. Is that how you would say it if I can talk?
Yeah, we have to be apolitical, so we're not allowed to be biased to any sort of party. Yeah.
I can't hear you. Did that
Oh,
might be a
I don't.
problem this end?
Can you hear me now? Uh, ooh. Can you hear me now?
Ish.
Oh, I don't know why that's not working.
Okay.
I can't.
Check again. Okay, this is interesting. There's an echo.
Oh,
Hopefully that's fixed it.
okay.
Um,
Can you hear me now?
so how can you support Extinction Rebellion? when they stop thousands of average people from getting to work in their protests. What do you think of this?
Okay, that is a fair point. I Extinction Rebellion, we always want to do peaceful protests, and I am part of Extinction Rebellion Youth, which first off is quite different to the Extinction Rebellion, um, which the adults are doing. So we do less kind of um, part protests like that, where we are stopping those people getting to work. But I think it is just sometimes that actually we do need to do, and that climate change is a massive issue that need to be, and we need to act on it. So, um, yeah, I it's an interesting question, it's a good point, but I think it so because 'cause I'm not part of Extinction Rebellion, which is not exactly the same, then I can't really speak on behalf of them, but I do feel like we should, um, be it's important. The climate crisis is a very important thing, and we do need to massive actions need to be taken to solve it and to get that awareness of it and people taking those actions. Then sometimes radical things need to happen. Yeah, I I don't think you can be in this world, really living in this modern world here and not think it's real. I'm sorry. um, yeah, it's a massive issue. Th- Yep. So our campaign this year for in Youth Parliament, the national campaign is Protect Our Future, which is to do with protecting the environment. And locally, we wanted to see what we could do in lockdown because now we've got a bit of a problem. We can't go outside and kind of campaign as you would normally. Um, but so we've launched a competition to raise awareness of our campaign first of all, and then hopefully after that we can get some pledges or things that people can do online to help the environment. But just to raise awareness of it, first of all, we have a competition that you guys can enter, anyone watching, and it is to design a logo for our campaign, which is Greener Devon. So the logo needs to include the um, name Greener Devon, and or and then we're gonna and you can post them on social media with hashtag Greener Devon, or email them to our Gmail, which is greenerdevon@gmail.com. And then we'll go through the entries and have a look and see which one we think is worthy to be our logo for the campaign. So we have got different age categories, so anyone under 18 can enter. And if you live in Devon, I don't know if many people watching do, then there's another campaign, there's another competition, people who live in Devon to design a poster of what they think a greener Devon could look like. Yeah, that was quite exciting. Yeah, last week we went on Radio Devon and we launched the competition, which was really good because we could kind of speak to more people around Devon, and get our voices out there and get more. I can't get my words out today. Um, more awareness of the campaign and the competition. So yeah, that was really good to be able to go on there, and yeah, it's an amazing thing. And they were really helpful there at the radio. We could we just emailed them and they came straight back, and they were really lovely. And yeah, that was a great opportunity. Wow. Yeah, that's such a great thing. And also, I just reading it here, we're in the middle of the sixth mass extinction. And I don't really understand how you can be faced with all these facts and you can't think that it's important. Um, I mean, yeah, yeah, that's a great comment and a really good point. Um, that when we are all being flooded and all our homes are being destroyed, it can't exactly blocking roads. Yeah, and that one as well. We have an obligation. Yeah, we can't just leave it again. I mean, the past generation have, but that's happened now, and we can't change the past. But yeah, we can't just leave the future in this horrible mess. And we are kind of in this small window where we can help change it and we can reverse it, but we've got to act and we've got to act now, otherwise it won't work. I'm quite a new MYP. I only got elected in February. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, with the group in general, that's I think it's really great that we have been able to connect online. Um, it's a really good group. Well, I think we've got about 16 people in there from all over the country, and we're all really Oh, yeah. How we might have I don't know, might be 20 or more, but it's quite good. And it's really great. Yeah, we've got people from all over the UK who are passionate about climate change, and yeah, we've got this petition that hopefully are you able to get that up? Mm. Is it not working? Mm, yeah. Yeah, I think it's an interesting start to kind of my term. Yeah, there it is. Or just yeah, the Protect the Environment petition. Um, yeah, there's a if you go onto our Instagram, there's a link there. Um, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a weird time, like my first term to just get to be kind of thrown into this when we're all stuck at home. But I guess it has it's bad and it's scary in these in terms of COVID-19, but it has it there's benefits actually. I've been doing quite a lot of Zooms with different people from all over the country. We've got a group chat going from with Youth Parliament from all over the UK, which is amazing, and we can just talk to everyone, um, and it's brilliant. But I guess it is hard to kind of get our campaigns up and running in these when you can't go out our houses. So we're just trying to move everything off to online. But yeah, it's difficult. No, we don't have a youth council, actually. Yeah, yeah, I guess it's a bit weird because we haven't really met each other. We met each other at the announcement award evening, but that wasn't and then we did actually very luckily, we had our first meeting a couple of I think it was like a month or a month and a half before, before lockdown was announced. So we're very lucky. We did actually meet each other once, but I guess it is a bit weird that we've kind of all working together when we don't really know each other yet. Um, but yeah, yeah, I guess we're trying to do it online. I think I'm very lucky where I live. I live kind of in the countryside, so I do have a garden which I can go into, but I am finding it hard and like many other people are, in terms of like not seeing people, and it's just such a different experience and such a routine change, and everything's just completely different, so quickly. Um, but yeah, I'm getting through it, and yeah, I hope everyone else is. Yeah. Um, yeah, I've been trying to have a think as well. Yeah, that's a really good point actually. I was gonna bring that up. So yeah, it's there are some amazing benefits of this lockdown. There are so many less people on the roads. The air traffic has decreased massively, and the air pollution. has gone down so much with just even a month of, um, less air traffic, which is absolutely amazing, and I think it kind of shows us that actually um, we can solve this and that we can change, and even with a month of less air traffic, the air pollution is I think it's, like, almost quartered, and people I in India, there was a photo of, like, 3 months ago, and you couldn't see it was some scene, I can't quite remember it, but you couldn't see it, and then the air has just cleared up so much, and it's so much cleaner that you can clearly see everything, and the smog is just so much less, and it's amazing, and I think it really gives us hope that actually if we do change and if we do act now, then positives can happen, and it's not all just, um disaster and destruction, that there is hope in this. And if we do listen and we do act, then we've got benefits and it will we can solve and um, reverse climate change. So yeah. Yeah, that's that's a crazy fact. If you think about it, it may not seem much, 0 0.9 degrees Celsius, but actually it makes such a difference. There's all these plants and everything that we are relying on to live needs to have this tiny it's like zero point 0.1 and zero point 0.3 of a degree that it's this tiny gap in which it can survive, and if we go above that gap or below that gap, then the nothing will grow and we just can't survive. So I think that's such a crazy thing to have to think about, that already we've risen in this zero point 0.9 degrees, and now it's just the line is just getting steeper and it's just gonna go even more. Yeah, it's scary. Gosh. Um, yeah, there's so many again, that's a crazy fact, about 286 billion tons, and this is being melted and going into the sea. And then if you think about how many seaside towns and cities, like even London is so close to the sea, and if the sea levels are rising, it's just gonna all be flooded, which they are. So it's yeah, it's absolutely crazy, and we just can't go on like this with everything melting. And the first glacier, huge glaciers have I think first one melted in 2016, and it keeps coming, and it's just getting more and more, and we need to stop it because, yes, it can't carry on like this. We can't carry on with the sea levels rising and us being flooded. That you talk about all this things that are gonna happen in the future, but actually it's now. Actually, 55% floods in the UK have be increased by 55% in the past decade. Yeah, I think it's in the past decade. I'm just looking here if I'm getting that right. Um, which is absolutely crazy. So you're saying that these floods are gonna be in 2030 or whatever, but actually it's now, and it's happening now. So if these actions are happening now, if these horrible things are happening now, we need to act now. Oh, I think yeah, it's almost our fault that these people, well, it's not, but these people are don't believe in climate change. Climate education should be in the school curriculum, and it yeah, that's such a great thing. Yeah, we need that climate education because we need everybody to know what climate change is, why it's happened, and what we can do to solve it. Um, so yeah, it's we need climate education. As a young person, I'm not here to give all the solutions. This is down to our governments and political people in power to create solutions. Yeah, I think we as young people have kind of been given this burden of a climate emergency, and then we are told, There you go, you're left with it now, you have to solve it." We can't really do anything about that, but at the moment, the older generation is still alive, and they're the ones in government, and they're the ones in power, so they are the ones that need to be, um, providing these solutions and acting, because it's you can only do so much from the bottom up, and you need action down onto the people from the government, because climate change, to solve it, we need huge systematic change, and that can't happen from the people up to the government. Uh, so yeah, we need some government solutions. I mean, we can give small solutions as young people, and I mean, every little counts, and that's important. But the big things that are going to change and reverse the effects of climate change are going to have to be from the government. Yeah, I think that's a good point as well, that we have known about climate change since the 1960s, and we have known that this is going to happen, but we haven't acted on it. And there was the Paris Agreement in whatever year that was. I'm not going to say because I'm not entirely sure. um, but yeah, we if we can keep the global temperature rise below 1.5 degrees, then that's how we're going to have to do that. And to keep it below 1.5 degrees, we're going to have to take actions, and they're going to have to be now, because otherwise this curve and the spike will just go straight up, and we won't be able to reverse it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think if you can have electric cars that run off solar panels and everything, that's an amazing step in the right direction. And diesel and everything is just so dangerous. I watched quite a good video yesterday about a girl who died in London from air pollution because of it was just such a busy road and so many cars were going through it that the air pollution was actually so high the child died at the age of 9, which is absolutely terrible. I don't know. It's horrible. And there's a figure that 40,000 people every year in the UK die from air pollution, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, diesel's just so dangerous. We need to get it off the roads and out of our lungs because it's so dangerous. Yeah, lobbying your governments, and it's just such an easy thing to do, just to sign this petition, and then we can get it into the government, and they can see how much we care about it, and they can't not listen to us if so many people have signed this petition. So yeah, it's such an easy thing to do. That's amazing. And if all of you guys watching put your signatures on there and share it, then it can increase by so much and we can get it into Parliament. Perfect. Yeah, I guess, that's a good point at the moment, but if we have public transport in place, electric trains, and I mean, we're not saying that we ban cars. We could have electric cars for people in, countryside, and I personally, because I live in the countryside, I completely understand you. So I know that my nearest bus station is a 15-minute drive away. But if we can have those electric buses and trains nearer to our houses, then that's what's gonna have to happen, public transport is just such a it even if it's at the moment, if it's a diesel bus, it's a lot less than 1 person in a diesel car than 30 people in a diesel bus. So, yeah, I know what you mean, but I guess maybe banning cars at first is not the right step, but then yeah, yeah, reducing prices so that it's affordable for people. Because I know definitely at the moment, a reason why you wouldn't go on public transport is because it is just so expensive, and that is definitely a problem. Um, but yeah, that's a step in the future that we need to take. Well, now that we need to take to reduce the prices and get it more widespread so that more people can access um, public transport. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, that's really great. I think actually, although you may think that governments and big industries are sometimes maybe ignorant, you might say, to our voices, but if you contact them, sometimes they they want a change and they want to help you. And maybe they're a bit bored of just the same old people talking about I don't know, whatever they would talk about in their boring meetings. But if we can bring these new exciting prospects that um, can help save their businesses for the future, then they're often quite enthusiastic to help you. Yeah, I could try and send that. Oh, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I think natural climate change solutions are such a massive part of this. Um, these solutions that we need to take, and these actions and steps that we need to take, because if we can work with nature and not against it, then it can be so much easier um, to solve it. Like there's um, just nature's such an amazing and powerful force that these algae and everything that can soak up carbon dioxide are just so much better than us humans could ever make. So if we use the resources and the nature that's already there and we work with it, then it's an amazing way to solve it. Um, and I know Indigenous peoples, they are the people of the forests, and they work with the forests to source their food, and their way of life is just connected so much more to nature, whereas our culture really isn't. And I think if we were more connected and our culture was with nature, then that would be um, it would it would get a love of climate, a love of the environment, which would have a passion with everyone to fight climate change. And yeah, working with nature is just it's quite easy as well than kind of making our own new solutions when actually we could use what's already there. Yeah, it's an amazing point. Um, I'm having a look as well. Only traffic in cities should be changed. Okay. So there's this comment saying only traffic in cities should be changed. Making fuel expensive harms others. Electric vehicles are still too expensive for customers, and public transportation doesn't work outside the towns. I completely agree. Um, yeah, definitely. So at the moment, that is completely correct that it can't work in the current way that we're in. There's not enough public transport. Electric cars are way too expensive to be affordable for the regular people and class. So, yeah, that definitely needs to before we can make those changes, um, electric cars do need to get a lot cheaper, and we need a lot more public transport, um, around, rural areas. So, yeah, I completely agree, and that's something that we need to work on. Yeah. Yeah, that's the right one. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for this. It's been brilliant. Um, just having a little look, think of anything I need to say. Um, I guess the kind of message to take away from this for everybody watching is that climate change, it's affecting us now. It's important. It's it is the most important issue to young people. Coronavirus is important. COVID-19 is important, but after we can't just go on ignoring the climate crisis and the climate emergency. We have to change. So I guess the message to take away is that change needs to happen. It needs to happen now, and it's going to be big, whether you like it or not. Um, so it is scary, but it's going to have to happen. So, and climate change is real. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, look. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, it's such an easy thing to do. Yeah. Uh, no, I think that's everything really. Good luck to everyone, and hope you're well in these difficult times. Yeah, follow if you follow my Instagram, especially, I post quite a lot of things on how to be more eco-friendly and environmentally friendly. Um, Also, a good Instagram is at Easy Eco Tips. So just got yeah, some really easy tips and swaps that you can make to really help the environment, and they're super easy. And sign the petition. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's been great. Please support Operation Livestream. It's an amazing thing that they're doing. Bye. Thank you.